Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Good morning. How we doing, Pete? Welcome to Superintendent Spotlight, broadcasting
We're doing okay here.
Beautiful Studio 120. Yeah, absolutely. It's another beautiful, midsummer day out there today. Fall day today. We're in the mid-50s.
Yeah.
We went from midsummer yesterday or early summer yesterday to mid-fall today, and we just there's nothing to complain about. The weather's just been absolutely fabulous.
We need rain, though.
We do need rain. I think we're short, 6 or 7 inches of rain?
Oh, probably. I went through Barkhamstead Reservoir down to my fiance's house, and that's got to be down close to 10 feet.
Wow.
The reservoir's way, way down.
Wow. Well, let's turn our attention to some brighter news, right? Than being down rain and being down water in reservoirs. Superintendent's not with us today, but in his place is longtime co-host, sub-co-host, and does a great job when she's here.
I think the first call usually does go to me.
It does. Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Susan Dargy. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
Susan, we've got a great team around us today. Who'd you bring with you for the show for this week?
Well, because tomorrow, actually, is National STEAM Day, we brought some STEAM educators.
So what do we mean by STEAM? Is that when water, evaporates into the air, or
right? You're warm?
Okay.
No pun intended.
I like that. Good. Yeah.
So we talked a lot about STEM in October.
Right.
And STEAM is STEM with a twist. I'll let our experts
I love it.
get into it a little more. We have with us today Kate Perez, Supervisor of Mathematics.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Kate. Welcome to the show.
The M in STEAM.
Yeah.
And we have Lindsay Ayers, pre-K to 4 STEM coach. And we have, for the first time on Superintendent Spotlight, Jessica McMillan, second grade teacher at Paper Mill Elementary School. Welcome to everyone, and thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
thank you.
We love a reason to celebrate.
Yes, we do. So, Kate, do you want to tell us a little bit about STEAM?
Sure thing. So STEAM, we've science, technology, engineering, and math we know is STEM, and we talked a lot about that a couple weeks ago on Superintendent Spotlight and all of the great things that we put together for our students during STEM week, and tomorrow being STEAM Day. So what that is we add an A for arts, because we know that all STEM needs a little creativity and a little imagination, and we think that the arts are a really important addition to what we do with our students with STEM.
Okay, great.
That's a great explanation. So can you talk a little bit, Lindsay, about how we help our students, or how we expose our students to STEM and STEAM in Westfield?
Absolutely. So in Westfield Public Schools, we have curriculum programs that start preparing students in all of the STEM disciplines and really integrate all of the STEM disciplines well, starting in pre-K. And so one of those programs is Project Lead the Way. So starting in preschool, students are introduced to modules that are really focused on science, but bring in the engineering, the technology, the math, and always I feel like the A gets left out in STEAM.
Sure.
And really the A, to me, it stands for art, but it's really about creativity and design, which is really important. And so Jess is here to talk about an example of a module in second grade in Project Lead the Way that does that. I feel like it's helpful to talk about a specific example when we're trying to talk about how we integrate so many subjects at once. And so I'll give a little bit of background about Project Lead the Way. So we have a second grade module all about matter. And so although the unit is grounded in matter and in science, students are really applying engineering through the design process. They have a part of their module that really involves graphing and math. And so I'm going to kind of have Jess talk a little bit about how her module incorporates creativity, how it incorporates math, and the engineering design process in that problem step. So I'll kind of toss it over to Jess for that.
So my students are in the middle of this. So there's some pieces that I'm going to just talk about, but I don't. Lindsay's going to help me out with that a little bit. But to start, students get to learn about patents and inventors and young inventors, so they're able to connect with other children and knowing that they can make a difference. So they actually learned about Frank Epperson, who is the inventor of the popsicle.
Nice.
Can you talk right into the end of that microphone?
Yeah.
Kind of hearing your way off to the
Sorry.
side. Just
Thank
bring
you.
it right over to you. There you
All
go.
right, is that better?
Much
Yes.
better.
Much
Okay,
better.
so they were learning about Frank Epperson, the inventor of popsicles, and they learned about his patent, and they had to look at his drawings and everything he had to do to design it. So the kids were really interested in knowing that even at a young age that they can design and make something that they can recognize and something that we use in every day. So that was one of the artistic design features that had to come in. Another thing that I did with my students is talking about the ABCDE of a scientific drawing. And we talked about how A is for accurate, B is for drawing it big, C is colorful, D is detailed, E is for explain. And I think I missed C. Did I? Colorful?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Incredible.
All right. And we talked about with the kids is that we looked at different scientific drawings that other scientists have done in textbooks and talked about how that's actually somebody's job to go into the field and do that. And we're looking at it from a scientist's perspective. So it's a little different than when you're in the art class and you're adding like a background to it, or you're adding, feet to the bottom of it. And they're just trying to look at it and make it more factual and observe it more through a scientist lens.
So this ABCDE, is this something that you developed?
Yeah. Before I came to Westfield, we used a very similar approach to PLTW, and that's what made me so excited.
PLTW?
Project Lead.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. So it was just very exciting that it's a very similar model of the way we teach science, and I brought that from my previous experience, and it just kind of helped solidify how we're doing this. It's not like you're going to art class and adding all these extra backgrounds, because I noticed before, if you don't give them that background, you're going to end up when they were drawing their leaf, they would want to draw a tree onto it. They'd want to add a sky and a ground, and we talked about how that this doesn't really match up with this for this particular module.
Nice.
What I love I was just going to say, Jess had shown me a picture of an example of an engineering notebook sketch, and it was the part where they're talking about matter and describing a monster truck.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed. This is how we started talking about the A in STEAM. I was really impressed because they had different views of the monster truck to describe the different properties. And when I asked Jess, wow, how did you prompt them to do that? Because we typically just see one view of the sketch in the notebook, and she had started talking about that strategy. And a big part of Project Lead the Way and STEAM is that process of sketching and building and designing and going back and iterating on that. So I love the connection of art in that sketching process.
And this conversation happened just a couple of days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Perfect
Jess
timing.
was recruited to join us today.
Well, we're glad you're here, Jess. Sounds like some really great stuff going on. Yeah. I've heard a lot of great things about STEAM Day already, but why do we even bother? Why do we bother with it? What's the purpose of it? Why is STEAM Day important for Westfield Schools?
So we know that in STEAM there are transportable skills, those 21st century skills that are incredibly necessary in today's world. So we really, when we introduce students at a young age to STEM and STEAM, and those start to build those skills like problem solving, communication, collaboration, creativity, we know that they're going to be more prepared and also more interested in STEM careers when they graduate.
Right.
Awesome.
More prepared for their future, which we don't know exactly what that will be.
Right.
But the U.S. Labor Department predicted the 10 fastest growing occupations, and almost all of them are STEM.
Almost all of them are STEM or STEAM, sure.
So we know that the amount of time that we do devote to building those skills is going to really help our students.
And to
in
build
their
on that,
futures.
the science and engineering careers are growing, I think it's 70% faster than any other occupations. So.
Yep. And I think I think one of the most important things about this too is in these careers, in STEM careers, women and minorities are still not seen enough. So the fact that we can share this with our students at an early age,
young
get them
age, sure.
excited about it is just, it's inspiring because they can do it. Women can do it. I mean, look at the people sitting at this table. So it's exciting.
Absolutely. And speaking of exciting, it's almost time for our first break. And the reason why that's exciting, not that we want to go away from this conversation, but Superintendent Spotlight every week for our guests who are new to the show, we have a little bit of a contest, a little bit of trivia. We play 4 songs. And what we're asking our listeners to do is to try to identify the year in which these 4 songs were in the top 100. So playlist. So not necessarily the year it was released, but the year it was in the top 100. So what's our first song today?
Our first song is don't stop the music.
Pete, let's not stop the music. Let's roll.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back with Superintendent Spotlight, broadcasting live from Studio 120 at WTA. And what was that song again? Because I had absolutely zero clue when it was playing.
That song was Don't Stop the Music, Rihanna. Is that how you say her name?
Yep. Yes,
okay.
You got it.
And it was number 17 on the top 100 in this year.
17.
So within the last decade, 15 years, something like that?
Yeah, that's what I think the
Yeah.
consensus
That's what our
around the table
millennial
is.
minds here on the show are
I mean, who
thinking.
doesn't love Rihanna?
I don't even know who that is, so we're moving on. Tiger's Pride, though, speaking of moving on, Tiger's Pride restaurant is open today for the public. Again, just so you know, we have takeout and curbside today, pickup available 10:45 to 12:15. If you want to give us a call, it's 564-3123. Cash and check only, but curbside pickup and takeout today to 10:45 to 12:15. Today's soups, New England clam chowder and baked French onion, two of my favorites. Garden salad, we've got an awesome mix of a garden salad today, as well as an iceberg wedge salad. And on that iceberg wedge salad, we've got crumbled bacon, grape tomatoes, red onion croutons, and crumbled gorgonzola cheese with a beautiful creamy gorgonzola dressing. Our entrees today are a butternut squash ravioli, roasted butternut squash with ricotta and mozzarella cheese, and pasta finished with apple, sage, butter, and walnuts. Sounds pretty good. Orchard chicken, sautéed chicken breast with apples and grapes, finished with an apple cider cream sauce, served with roasted potatoes and sautéed grain beans. And, of course, we have our sandwich specials, which includes a smash burger, double smash burger with grilled onions and cheddar cheese on a brioche bun with French fries and a pickle, a corned beef Reuben, which I know corned beef's one of those things either you absolutely love it or you want nothing to do with it. So if you're a corned beef fan, grilled corned beef with sauerkraut on marble with Swiss cheese and a Thousand Island dressing with fries and a pickle. And again, for dessert, assorted desserts such as cookies and snack bars and a chef's special. So come on down and join us again at Tiger's Pride today, November 7th, 2024.
And they're open
10:45 to 12:15. If you want to call ahead, like we said, for takeout or curbside pickup, 564-3123.
Nice. So we have talked about STEAM at as early as our preschool level. Jessica, what you're doing in your second grade class, and we have this happening across all of our schools right through to high school and beyond, really, with our early
Definitely.
college. Kate, could you tell us a little bit about what is happening at the high school?
Absolutely. So, I mean, the first thing I think, you know, obviously this kind of stuff happens in just our regular content classes. So you think about a math class and just this idea of, you know, that A that's in STEAM, the idea of being creative and making these designs. We encourage students all of the time to model their thinking on paper, to really draw it out so that they can visualize it, because that can often be something that's very challenging with math, is being able to sort of see where the problem is going. So, you know, just that whole thing, Jess, that you were talking about seeing like the different sides of everything, and just being able to visualize shapes when they're on a piece of paper is a giant skill that kids need in school and then for the rest of their lives. So, you know, it's happening in small pockets in that way, but then, you know, on a much bigger level, and we talk about our CTE program a lot at WTA, which, I mean, every single one of those letters is represented in every single one of our shops, without a doubt. But to talk a little bit about something that might be a little bit unfamiliar to people is our innovation pathways that we have at Westfield High School, and this is something that we're really trying to advertise and showcase, because it is such a great opportunity for students that, you know, maybe they didn't get into WTA, maybe they were unsure of where they wanted to go, so they decided on the high school. And we right now have 2 innovation career pathways. We have our biomedical pathway, and we have our engineering and manufacturing pathway, and we're in the process right now of applying for our business and finance pathway. And so what these pathways are is they're designed to give students coursework and experience in a high demand industry. So something that that we have noted in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that is a high need field. And, we're able to give them coursework that they need or that they might be interested in, to kind of give them that idea of like, is this something I want to do for the rest of my life? Or maybe it's not. And that's an important piece of information too. And so in our biomedical pathway, students are able to explore the healthcare field. So they have, they're learning CPR, they're getting their CNA, they're going into nursing homes and working with patients, they're working with other students to kind of learn those communication skills, and they have specific courses that they take together sort of in a cohort. And these innovation pathways, they are, tailored to meet students' needs, of course, but they're also, very rigorous, where we require students to get mass course certification being in these programs, and then they get these certificates of being part of them. The other program we have currently, the engineering and manufacturing program. So these students, they participate in the PLTW engineering curriculum at the high school level. So again, we move that program throughout from pre-K and up. And so they're doing engineering, they're doing robotics, they're learning about CNC machining, they're 3D printing. It's just really cool that they get to do this and experience this in high school, and it sort of gives them, a guide to maybe what they want to do in the future. And then, like I said, we're currently designing the business and finance pathway. So these programs are grant funded through the state. So it's an application that we apply for. And so we're very hopeful to get the funds to be able to do the business and finance pathway. And so we are talking about, getting students in intro to business classes and marketing and accounting and economics, and, again, just giving them these different pathways. We have a really good partnership with Polish National Credit Union and the finance professors at Westfield State. So they're all a part of this planning, and we're really looking forward to giving students this opportunity, because we know one of the things that we do at the high school is we survey students about career interests, and business and finance is one of those careers that students at the high school are very interested in. We actually have, and I love this, and it fits so perfectly with STEAM. We have students that have a clothing company, and they're selling and designing their clothes already. And so how cool would it be to get those kids into a business pathway, because they already have a business. So we can help them to be more successful with that.
That is wonderful. And I'm glad you mentioned Polish National Credit Union and the Westfield State professors that are part of this, because the innovation pathway really brings in the community and businesses, like the programs here at Westfield Technical Academy. And we also have criminal justice, and not innovation pathway, but other pathways that students can explore that are more the Chapter 74 programs, criminal justice being one, and then we are in development for some other of those types of pathways. So students really have so many more options than we did when we were in high school, but I'm also thinking than you did.
Yeah. Right.
When you were,
For sure.
So it's really evolving for our students, which is great.
For sure.
So
yeah, I was going to say, you want to talk about that?
A special event?
Absolutely. I it's still hard to believe, but it's exciting at the same time.
Very exciting. So we will be opening Westfield River Elementary School on January 2nd for staff.
For staff, I think it's
2nd and 3rd.
Right, maybe the 6th for students?
For students.
Right.
And those students will be moving, and their teachers, moving from Abner Gibbs and Franklin Avenue. So one of the things that the community had asked for is a chance to go into those buildings and remember what they were like when they were there, see what they're like now, or maybe they were not former students or parents of students or teachers that were at those schools, but just a chance to see these great buildings that have just held so much history and
rich history and tradition.
And Abner Gibbs is going to be repurposed in some way.
Yes.
But Franklin Avenue, as soon as students have moved in, demolition will start.
The demolition
on the
project
Franklin
will
Ave.
begin, yes.
So we have a fond farewell, the final open house.
Aww.
Community members are invited to walk through Abner Gibbs and Franklin Avenue, or one or the other. We will have some displays featuring historic photographs. We're sort of reaching out and gathering things that people may have that could be displayed at the school. And Pete, I think that you and Ken had put together some type of a virtual tour.
That was me.
Of the new building. Okay. And I think we would like to have that be visible.
Displayed as well, sure.
Well, for people to see what.
I think it's up on the school's
what
website.
the future, right. So we will have it also playing there. And this is happening on Saturday, November 23rd from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we invite you to stop by. It's an open house, so anytime during those hours.
I think this is going to be popular.
I think
I've
so,
been
too.
Hearing a lot of people talk about it, seeing it all over social media. It's emotional. I mean, I remember I went to Juniper Park, and when that closed,
Sure.
they did a similar thing, and
Right.
it's that nostalgia.
I'm going
Yeah.
with my dad to Abner.
Oh,
So when I was a kid, we would drive by Abner all the time because he would take me to the barn to ride my horse. And every single time we drove by Abner, he would tell me he went to school there. So him and I are going, and we're really looking forward to it. Yeah.
I think I have talked about this on the radio before, but I started my career at Franklin Avenue as a teacher in 1992, which was before Rihanna.
Right.
Just to give you a hint, the song came after that. And one of my classes, in 1996, we were learning about time capsules, reading about time capsules, and we made a time capsule. And it lived in the school. It wasn't buried. It was in the school. It was probably buried in a closet for many years. But it says on the top of it, 1996 to be opened in 2026 unless it has to be moved.
Unless it has to be moved.
So the demolition of the school would
Facilitate it
necessitate
being
a
moved.
move.
Right.
So we now I met a new teacher at Franklin Avenue this year. His name is Mr. Labrie. Shout out to fourth grade, Mr. Labrie's class at Franklin Avenue. And the time capsule is on display in his room right now. It's not beautiful. It's a plastic container sealed with duct tape.
Sure.
I can't remember what's inside.
That's
it was
all right.
what the
Sounds like a STEM
students
project.
felt what should represent that 30 years later, people would want to know what it was like in a fifth grade classroom in 1996.
1996.
So I think what we're going to do is open that with Mr. Labrie's class and have that on display. And I believe that there is a list in there of all the students that were part of making that time capsule.
Sounds great.
So I'm excited for that.
Sounds incredible. Pete, time for our second break, and we'll be right back. A couple minutes. Superintendent Spotlight.
Done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you, but do you, but do you want to come on? I scooch on over closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. I've been spending way too long checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need here to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back to
Well done.
Superintendent Spotlight with host Chris Rogers.
Oh, I love it.
And guest co-hosting Susan Darcy.
That's right. And a fabulous round table of guests this morning.
Wonderful guests.
STEAM team. Love it.
Guests. So that song was I'm Yours, Jason Mraz, and that was number 27 in this year that we are
Not a clue.
figuring out. So we were going to go back over to Jess because you have signed on to a new role in our district. In addition to second grade teacher, you are one of the STEM leads in our elementary at Paper Mill.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about why you wanted to be a STEM lead and what that means? I'm not sure you knew how much work you were getting yourself into in that role, but you
realizing
do
it now, especially with Lindsay and seeing it. Well, I mentioned before in my previous district, we were a big project-based learning district, and we didn't have PLTW. When the new science standards came out, we were given the standards and collaboration time and make a unit. And so I feel like I had to really work hard to build it. And then when I went to go for the PLTW training over the summer, Lindsay went through it all, and I was like, wait, somebody actually already did this? I don't have to reinvent this wheel over and over and over. Like, this is a legitimate thing that's out here that schools are adopting and using, and I had such a huge buy-in for it. It was just one of those professional developments that I walked away feeling excited about. I was like ready to take on this new program that we were using in our schools. So that was a big piece as to why I wanted to step up to the plate. For this role.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And what types of things do you do as the STEM lead?
So I help other teachers if they have any questions with the website with PLTW. I help troubleshoot if they are needing any specific materials. I can help them figure out if we already have it in the building or if we don't, and I can then give the information to Lindsay. We're also working on building visuals for students to go along with the program. We love the program, but for each grade, we want specific things that we think would work best for our classrooms. So we are working on building a new APB poster.
Nice. What does APB stand for?
Yes.
So activities, projects, and problems. So the APB approach is really how a Project Lead the Way module builds, and the problem at the end is always that big moment, the real world problem that students have to solve. But also APB is the structure of all of the modules at the elementary level. And so Jess is speaking to really making the APB, because a module lasts for so long. We understand where we are in a module, but over weeks, but do students understand what's happening and why they're learning what we're learning on this day and how that really applies, to the problem at the end? So one of the resources we just had a meeting on Tuesday for the first time this year. And last year we had some STEM leads. This year we have more. And so we kind of just started the process for this year. But I think creating resources that will help teachers with implementation and materials. And, we all know teachers have so much going on at the elementary level. Our teachers are teaching all subjects. So we're really just trying to be cheerleaders, but also create resources that will help. So we're creating student-friendly objectives across the sort of the APB map, and that's one of the first projects.
I like to view the APB as almost like a map of where we are in our learning and where we're going to end up at the end with the final project. And like Lindsay said, we have it in front of us that we can see the direction that PLTW is going to go, but the students don't really know, like, wait, why am I doing this? Why are you making me do all these scientific drawings? How is this going to lead to the matter unit? And something that our team agreed on was just making a visual for students to see it and make it appropriate for each grade.
Nice, because Lindsay, you are the STEM coach for all of the elementary schools. So that is why I think we envisioned the STEM leads to provide as much support to teachers as we can, and you've given some great examples.
Yeah, it's about communication too, and really just being like a cheerleader in the building. And so I could see the spark in Jessica's eye at Project Lead the Way training, and I was like, and then it happened again when she talked about art and sketching the other day. So here we are.
Yeah,
I'm excited to
lots
work.
Of buy-in. Lots of buy-in.
So what if some of our listeners in the community wanted to get involved in this STEAM thing in our schools or any other content area?
So
we have a program for that, right?
We do. So we have a program in Westfield across all schools, grade level subjects, called Adopt a Classroom. And really, it's just a way to bring, professionals into the classroom or bring students, out to whether it's a field trip or something. It's really a way to connect what we're learning in school to careers, especially locally. So we do have a monthly meeting. It's monthly, right? Where we invite anyone from the community to come and meet with us. and just to explore ways that they can work with a classroom. And so really Adopt a Classroom can be anything. It can be a professional visiting a classroom. It can be connected to ELA. It can be connected to STEM. We feel like at the elementary level with Project Lead the Way happening, those modules and those topics are so career focused, and they relate so well to engineering and being a scientist and all of that. Sometimes it's confusing to kids, like, well, what is an engineer, right? And what does an engineer do in my own community? And so sometimes it's helpful to have someone come in and give feedback. We have some showcases where we invite members, the science fair. The list goes on and on. But to give a specific example, we have had a project for a couple of years now at Abner Gibbs in second grade, an Adopt a Classroom example. And Allison McMorty, who is the city engineer, female engineer, she's super young. It's like a great example. She has been incredible. So students in second grade, and this will be your second module, learn about erosion. But they're learning about erosion in like a small land model, so, making that more relevant. Allison came into that classroom. It was Mrs. Lewis at Abner Gibbs.
Yes.
And the first thing she did was she read a story about what an engineer is. She actually talked about the Green Bridge and that project and her role in that as an engineer, which was really cool because the Green Bridge is like, sort of, it's only a few years old, right? So she had the blueprints and everything and really talked about that. And then she connected it to the erosion project. And so she brought that class on a walking field trip to the bike trail. It was like a 2-mile walk. So it was a long walk.
Okay. Shout out to those kids and teachers.
I know, they did
Absolutely.
great. They did great. We had a wagon to collect dirt samples as well. So she showed students an area on the bike trail that was eroding and how the rain was washing down, and they actually had a net. They had tried some solutions, right? And that's what students were tasked with in the problem, like finding preventing erosion in a flash flood, and that's what they were modeling with sand typically. And so Allison helped them kind of visualize that, talked about her role as the engineer and solutions that were working, not working, and we collected the dirt right there and brought it back. So instead of using sand from Home Depot for their models, they actually used the soil and the dirt from the area, hence the wagon. We weren't letting kids ride in the wagon. We were walking. And so she came back and helped them when they were actually testing their design. So she came on 3 different occasions. And I'm hoping to reach out to her again this year to keep it going. So that's just an example of how we can really relate what kids are learning to the real world.
Awesome. So we're going to take our last break. We'll be back in 2, Superintendent Spotlight.
I got my sights set on you, and I'm ready to wait. I have a heart that will never be tamed. I knew you were something special when you spoke my name. Now I can't wait to see you again. I've got a way, when see you again.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back for our final segment. Unbelievably, it's the hour has legitimately flown by on Superintendent Spotlight today on our STEAM show. But we do want to cover a couple of things quickly tonight. Thursday the 7th at our Westwood building, our central offices up at Suite 201, located at 94 North Elm Street, between 6:30 and 8 p.m. We have our Westfield Special Education Parent Advisory Council meeting, as well as, and tonight's topic is English Language Learner and Special Education Services. That's going to be presented by Deb Ecker, our Director of Special Education, and Christine Shea, our Director of Assessment and Accountability. So again, tonight, Thursday the 7th, 2024, at Central Office, 94 North Elm Street, 6:30 to 8, or you can join virtually at https://meet.google.com and I'm hopeful I'm going to get this right. CFV-UDHE-UDD. I'm sure everybody wrote that down quickly.
Right.
So, and speaking of special education, next Thursday, Special Education Parent Support Group, Thursday, the 14th, led by Jamie O'Neill and Alyssa Clark, our district BCBAs, which we learned last week were
Board Certified Behavior Analysts.
They're also going to have a Special Education Parent Support Group, 94 North Elm Street, again at Central Office. So, folks, we got a lot going on for our parents. There's always services we have. There's always presentations and support groups that we have for our parents and our students in our city. And I want to shout out Deb and Christine and Jamie for doing that for us. So we're down to 5 minutes in our final segment. I know we need to guess the songs, but I'll leave that to you, Mrs.
So that was See You Again, Miley Cyrus, that we just heard, and that was number 31 in this year. And the last song that Pete will play as we end is No Air, Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. And that one is number 6 in the year we're talking about. So we had Don't Stop the Music, Rihanna, I'm Yours, Jason Mraz, See You Again, Miley Cyrus, and No Air, Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. So we are going to go right around, and I don't want Chris to get any hints from
the millennials.
So you might as well have me go first.
So we're going to have you go
Yeah.
first,
Okay.
and then Pete, because he's younger than you. And then...
Pete's younger than me? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I made it up. Okay.
All right, I'm going to go. I honestly have no idea, but I'm just trying to frame this. I'm going to go 2009. I'm just going to say 2009.
Thank you.
Wait,
is Pete? We better have
Pete.
Pete go next.
I think Pete's on.
I'm kind of on the phone, so I have to take that call.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go 2007.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, you can have
You
the
can
same
have the
guess.
same year.
The Jordan Sparks for me, because I think I watched her on American Idol, which I did at home, not in college. So I think 2007.
Okay.
I don't know.
are we going to me?
Lindsay?
Or should we?
Oh, you want to hear everybody? Are you? Are you that person at the restaurant?
Actually, usually I am, but since this is like my time to shine
Yes,
right now.
it
Like,
is.
these are my
It
songs
really
in
is.
high school / college. So I'm using the same context as Kate. Like, was I still in high school? Was I in college? I'm going to go 2006.
Okay.
Okay.
2006.
I remember seeing Jordan Sparks at the Big E.
Oh,
but
such a hint.
I was in high school. So I think I'm going to go, it's either 07 or 08 for me. I think I'm going to go different. I'll be 08.
Okay. So the winner is Jess.
Ooh, 2008. All right.
2008.
Awesome.
And her prize is?
Congratulations. Congratulations, Jess.
Definitely bragging rights.
TBD. Check your mailbox.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
STEM socks. I have an extra pair.
Oh, nice.
So is there anything else? We got about 3 minutes left till we've got to wrap. Is there anything else we want our listeners to hear about STEAM Day, Project, PBL, anything,
really
anything going on?
It's STEAM year.
STEAM year.
Really.
Gotcha.
Well, one of the things I think through seeing what students experience in Project Lead the Way and how transformative that is, and then the work that we do with WeTuba, the Westfield Education to Business Alliance, like this, bringing in these authentic learning experiences for students, I really think has been a priority of Stefan and the curriculum team, and it's just exciting that we're continuing to bring these things in. And so, just a final math plug, one of the things that we're piloting in 6th grade is units that are developed from project-based learning. PBL Works is the company, and again, because what we really want is high-quality curriculum materials. That's another priority for us, and it's just another opportunity very similar to Project Lead the Way, where students are sort of given like this relevant thing to engage in that is standards-based. So, upcoming in 6th grade, students are going to be researching different cultural recipes and community recipes, and they're going to get to share, if this is a special recipe in their home and why, but then they're going to talk about, ratios and unit rates and things that cost, and that's a big 6th grade standard. So just an exciting way for students to engage in STEAM and each one of those letters, for sure.
Great.
And I feel like we have to give a shout out to Lauren Cadigan, who's not here, who's a huge part of all of this work across the district, and a shout out to the 1-8 Foundation, who provides grants and professional development and support in a lot of our applied learning programs.
Right.
We couldn't do
through the Mass Learning Hub,
and our own district and the support that you all provide, and the superintendent, we're grateful for that, for sure.
So to close us out, let's just, for Lauren, all say phenomenon at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Phenomenon.
That's for you.
Well, this has been a phenomenal show. So as we wrap today, and I just want to thank everybody for being our guests. Next week, we'll be right back here, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., WSKB 89.5, westfieldtv.org, or WCPC Channel 15. Next week, we've got Highland Elementary School as our guest. Ooh. And believe it or not, it will be mid-November next Thursday. Wow. All right, November 14th. So, folks, we hope you enjoy this beautiful November weather. Stay safe, and we will see you in 1 week.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. If I should die before I wake,
Black and Beats vibes, baby.
my breath away. Losing you is like living in a world with no air. Oh, I'm here alone, didn't want to leave. My heart will move, but it's incomplete. Is there Tell me how you gonna be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. There's no air, no air. Oh, no, no.